here. We are Champ Select. Mono is going to get the first ban, first pick. Karthus and Rise coming out immediately from both teams. Karthus, Karthus and Rise both very, very popular bans in terms of AP mids. Rise is ridiculously powerful.
Thing with Karthus is if you have kill lanes, right?
Yep.
Just the extra damage from Karthus can put it over the top, and it can get you a really, really big early game advantage. So a lot of teams, they don't want to have to deal with Karthus. It just makes you play extra defensive.
Shen, Lee Sin, really quick. Right after another Shen, still, buffed right now, ridiculously powerful at the moment. Lee Sin, good all-around jungler. And I've actually been meaning to play Lee Sin a little bit more top lane now, because it turns out he beats a lot of champs.
He does beat a lot of champs. Like, the whole idea with him is he punishes melee champions, and if he can get his Q onto a ranged champion, he can chase him down. So what you would do when you're playing Lee Sin top would be you kind of just camp the creep that they want to last hit. When it's about to die, you safeguard to it, and then you cripple them. Or you do Tempest Cripple, and you can get a couple of hits in. You have that shield from safeguarding to the creep, so when you do pull creep aggro, you're going to be able to block a couple of hits, and then as they're running away, you can just back off. You do that like 2-3 times, you should be able to chip maybe like 300-400 hit point from the burning 2 HP pots in like a 4-minute laning phase. If you're laning against a melee champion, you should be able to burn 3 to 5 health pots that they have, and just start putting him on the defensive and zoning him out for farm after a while.
Yeah, and it's also, kind of annoying to, like, if you're playing up against Lee Sin, it's like, I'm going to go get this last hit. Damn it. He's got the safeguard, he's got the shield on. It's like, you leave him with like 5 health and you're just annoyed and hit and hurting. It's annoying.
You safeguard to a creep, you get that shield on the creep, you get the shield on yourself. You get Iron Will after.
Yeah.
Makes you get extra armor. You do
life steal.
You get life steal,
sustain.
And just the creep aggro that you pull is just negligible at that point, and you can just do a lot of damage to them. Like, sometimes I feel like I don't even put a lot of point into Q up top if I'm laning against a melee champion, just because Tempest Safeguard is such good harass.
Yeah. So right now, first pick for Mono, Janna, super powerful support right now after we had the nerfs to Soraka and Sona. And Rammus being picked out by Choppa and possibly Tarek as well.
I feel like Janna is probably the best support in the game right now.
Yes.
Just because, like, you look at the history of the nerfs. It's been so long since Janna's been nerfed. And really, most of the nerfs were done to healing. And Janna naturally doesn't have any healing, except for her ultimate, which was pretty much untouched since the slow buff or slow debuff removal. And so, as the other support, she was basically in line with all the other support, but as the other support gets nerfed, now they're just not as strong, and she just kind of remained there, and other people, it's not her moving up, it's just other champions dropping down. So I feel like she's in a really strong place right now.
Yeah, and actually I played Janna for the first time, actually 2-3 days ago, and that shield, it's placing it correctly and timing it right is a lot harder than it looks.
It's very important to get a well-timed shield, because shield only blocks, or it only helps if you're blocking damage or if you're buffing your champion. So if you're shielding too late and they've already taken the damage, you're not helping out, because the enemy can just back out. So it's just really important to just shield as the projectile is flying.
Okay, now I'm getting worried.
Why?
We got Evelyn coming in. I think we maybe, is this a proxy? Okay, Evelyn equal, okay, so, all right. Olaf is going to be, Scumbag Pixel didn't own the champ.
So, like, one thing that we talked about last time was every time in, like, most competitive matches, it's because, you're limited by, the champions that you own, and, a player may own a champion that someone doesn't. So what you would do is Eve is just the placeholder champion. You pick her, and people understand. It's like, this is the crappiest champion. Excuse my language. This is the worst champion in the game. There's probably no reason we're going to use them in competitive play. And so it's common for them to message the referee, in this case you, and let you know it's like, we're not really playing Eve. We want Olaf. We can't pick up.
Yep. So we are playing on a live server. So not everyone on some of the teams has exactly all the champs. But right now for Choppa, we got Cog and Fiddlesticks. I haven't seen Fiddlesticks in a while.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know with the bringing of the new jungle,
Mm-hmm.
Fiddlesticks kind of fell out of place a little bit.
Because what happens is with high HP, like strong hitting like targets, right?
Yeah.
Fiddlesticks can just drain it and just tank it. And so when it got weaker, what he's gonna do is now it's dying so fast, the drain, you know, putting a lot of points into drain just isn't as beneficial because you're gonna start overkilling the creeps. So you're just wasting mana. And also the flash nerf was actually the hardest hitting on Fiddle. He really relied on being able to close that extra distance to get his spear off. So the closer you can get to somebody with your ultimate, you know, the better. And sometimes I find myself missing just by like a hair of a distance just to fear somebody and just get that full ultimate off on them. And so I feel like the flash nerf more than the jungle changes hurt Fiddlesticks.
Yeah, well, and those are very, those patches are pretty close apart too. You know, so it's just, you know, first you have the flash, then you got the changes to jungle, and then it's like Fiddlesticks just kind of lost place a little bit. But I mean, I do also, but actually, here's the thing though, we have Rammus. We have Fiddlesticks.
It could be solo lane Fiddlesticks.
It could be solo lane Fiddlesticks. We could even.
It would make more sense that solo lane Fiddlesticks.
Well, here's it was, you know, we have the fear's instant. And we know, you know, like Morgana is like, you know, one of the more popular champs right now.
Yeah.
And granted, they picked into it, so I think they may. I don't know. We still. Well, could Rammus also play possibly top lane then?
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I really don't think they're gonna have top lane Rammus.
Yeah.
Just because Udyr is gonna be able to just walk all over Rammus up top.
Yeah.
And so it might be just solo lane Fiddlesticks. I can see that happening more than solo lane Rammus.
So well, we got options, and you know what? Like I said, I was talking to Nintendo earlier, and he promised me some interesting team comps, but it looks like, you know, it kind of looks like, you know, they're kind of the standard comp, and Choppa's, you know, they got Fiddlesticks in there.
I feel like I feel like Choppa is actually more innovative.
Yeah.
Than Mono.
Okay.
round.
So actually no. So Ari. Let me correct that. So actually, Fiddlesticks was a replacement for Ari.
That makes sense.
Okay, so we got
Fiddlesticks is the other placeholder champ.
Okay, we got that.
Interesting. We're getting introduced to a second placeholder champ.
We got new we got the new placeholder meta.
I was actually a little like confused. I was like, Fiddlesticks. Wait, not jungling. Oh, man,
all right, remake. We are done. I believe everyone's connected. I'm pretty sure we're good on this one. So here we are heading into game number 1.
So you like see all those pings on the map. So
yep. So now we know.
You see blue and purple. They're like, hey man, this is where they went last time. Hey man, this is where they went this time. So they're kind of both expecting it.
Yeah.
So like this is where like the whole like mind game started. Okay. This is what Mono did last game. Are they going to do the exact same thing, or are they going to switch it up and go the other way? And then Mono knows the same information too. So, you know, it's Ari's in the exact same place. I'm
Oh my god, I hope this doesn't happen again. It'd be deja vu. Oh, okay. All right, it's a little bit different this time. Ari didn't die.
What should have happened was Udyr shouldn't be in front of Morg, because Morg is the one stunning. Usually you want your CC at the very front so you can land right away, and everybody stack on top of her, just immediately behind her. So having Udyr showing sight first, unable to stun her, actually gave her a fairer warning this time. Because last time, Morgana was in front, and then Udyr followed up the stun. So this time is just a little bit more disorganized. They potentially could have gotten it without actually... Well, what could have happened was Morgana could have thrown the binding and not flashed to throw it. And Ari would have had to burn her flash, so she would have had lane advantage. But in this case, you know, Morg burned flash, Ari burned flash. So I think it's still a wash, and there's no real advantage.
Yeah. And you saw, I mean, Jinte was actually prepared, got Charm first, expecting it, but you know, here we go. I mean, we're talking about the mind games, though. It's like, oh man, they did this last game. They wouldn't be so, you know, they wouldn't be so brazen to do that again. No, they did it again.
The thing with Mono is they know that Rammus' jungle depends so heavily on blue buff that it's worth it whether they're there or not to just come and take it. Yeah. So it's worth it for them to do that. What they should have done was they should have just gone and just countered their blue, you know, with the expectation that Mono really wants his blue. But that's also another risk, you know, you kind of don't want to bump into them because, you know, Mono does have a stronger level 1 team comp. Yeah, they have the Olaf, which can hit multiple people. They have the Morgana binding and the Graves buckshot that can do a lot of damage. So, in terms of like team fighting level 1, that's something Choppa really didn't want to do.
And usually if you're invaded like that, your first instinct should just be to go to the enemy jungle and take from them what they're taking from you. Just sort of, equalize it as you can. But Rammus just grabbing their own red, and because I think we may be hovering around, we might be going after Paradox. But did he get shield? No. So shield will be coming probably around the late level 3 when that hits. If Paradoxal can hit 3 before Rammus comes around. Udyr, Vladimir up top. Turtle stance going down, but excellent. Actually going in, getting the taunt in on Paradoxal. We got the ignite going down. Can we get enough damage? The ignite, yes, we'll do it.
I didn't see the charm. Did you see it come out?
I don't think it was charm did go down.
Yeah, I heard
Cool
it
down.
went on CD. I wasn't sure when it hit. I knew it came out just because of the CD, but
Yeah.
well, that was a kill anyways. I don't think
Yeah.
Morgana got Black Shield, so like I was saying, if you gank before she can get Black Shield, that's the only way Rammus is going to get a kill. And since he was able to pull off that early kill, he was kind of forced into ganking her early anyways because there's nothing left to farm.
Intended coming from behind to I got a flash away. But he's still under tower, still taking quite a bit from Nintendo.
Yeah.
But Rammus, excellent, actually getting the small golems, trying to catch up a little bit. So I mean, so now Nintendo made a gank. Granted,
I hope this Rammus doesn't bump into.
we
no,
may.
he's fine. He's fine.
We're
the
good.
thing with Olaf is he kills stuff so fast that they didn't really bump into each other. What that lets Vlad knows is Vlad should be able to know that Olaf is coming because the Wraith was following him through like the jungle up towards that would mean that Olaf is running up. So if Rammus has seen that, he probably would have told, hey Vlad, Olaf is coming top. I saw it because the Wraith was still dragging off.
Yep.
So it was just really good timing that Rammus came there because it revealed information that let Vlad know to avoid that gank.
Pixel in the bush, getting the tornado off on Patoyan. Mash me. Can we be able to get Tarek? Ignite goes down on Tarek. Will it be enough? Nothing real is also very low. Mash me might be able to get those auto text flashes in. Shield going down on nothing real. Mash me will go down. Tornado coming in. Yes. Whoa.
That might be a
but will he be able to get away? I'm not sure. Flash.
Oh, that was so worth it.
Nuts.
Because he had also burned Flash and really.
Yeah.
I think I'm not sure. Did Tarek get the assist on that too? Can you tab really quick?
Tarek did not get the assist.
Oh, okay, then definitely Janna and Graves got the better end of that deal.
Yeah.
It was just really good timing on that shield cooldown coming up. It literally came up like 1 or 2 hits off from killing Graves, and that allowed Graves to get the extra damage from the auto attack, from the buckshot, and finish off basically Cog before he died.
Yeah. But that's a pretty big range on his explosion as well.
It is. It's generally a pretty big range. And
But Nintendo, I think he's a little bit too far out. He's actually getting quite trapped. Gonna chunk out Jinte just a little bit. He's gonna be sticking around, but will ghost away. That was a hairy situation. That could have ended up a lot worse.
It could have. The thing is if it's Ari 6 now.
Ari
I don't think
is
so. He's 5.
she's 5, halfway there.
Okay.
Halfway there.
If Rammus and Tarek wasn't there, I believe Olaf actually could have killed her. He just does so much damage early on. And with the lifesteal and the true damage and just throwing the axe, picking it up, throwing an axe, I felt like if Rammus wasn't there, the thing that sucks for Rammus is his power ball is ending, so he couldn't actually catch up and stun him.
Paradoxical. We saw a lot, especially during the South by Southwest show match. Of was it Takashi X was on Morgana, I believe?
Oh, Takashi generally plays Morgana every game, actually. If you look at the IPL 4 qualifiers, he played Morgana as many times as he can as well. But I think one thing I should have done was I should have just picked up Nocturne, because Nocturne just displaces her ult. She can't really find out when and where to ult, and sometimes you can pick off 1 or 2 people before then. And one thing with Nocturne also is, the moment you hear the sound animation from Morgana, you can actually shield it. Because the sound animation comes before the actual animation of the skill.
Ooh,
so
I did not know that.
Yeah, so if you're actually really well tuned with Nocturne, you will never get ulted by Morgana ever.
Learning a little bit something new every day. Why not? Tarek is getting the stun in on Nothing Real. Shield will go down, but Intended is here for the backup. Will he be able to get the damage we need out of Toy? He's taking some damage hits, a little bit more than he should be. Mashme is actually going to try and fend off. Can we get Pixel, though? We get the mortar shot coming. The shield comes in, has to flash away, but is Mashme too far
risky.
out? Mashme maybe a little bit too overextended trying to pick up Janna, but I think we're just going to go ahead and back off. Wow, that was close.
That was very risky.
That was really risky.
You know, I felt like Cog could have died there, but that was actually a good exchange for Choppa because, you know, you did burn Flash on Janna.
Yep.
And really you just took damage. But I think he wants to heal anyways after this. So it's not too bad for Cog.
Let's see, Charm going down, and Paradoxical Shield was not ready. So in the middle, and so Gente's got the blue. Gonna have a little bit more sustain in lane. And you also, the passive from Ahri does have to actually give a little bit of a natural. Actually, both champs in mid actually
They
have
both
passive
have
spell vamp.
So, you know, as long as they don't hit each other, they can pretty much top off most of the time. When you deal with champions that can heal, you either harass them a lot or you don't harass them at all. Because you don't want to be dealing 50 damage and then healing 50 damage.
Yeah.
You want to be dealing 100 damage and they heal 50, so you can continue to chip at them. And really, if you're going to do 50 and they heal 50, you know, you're better off saving your mana to be safe.
And, you know, now I think about it too, we actually kind of have the same situation top lane. You know, we got Turtle stance under there.
Exactly, just a lot of sustain. I was like, oh, you're going to hit me? I'm going to turtle it up. Oh, you want to hit me? I'm just going to life leech it back with transfusion.
So I think I mean, we have two lanes that are just going to sustain against each other forever. You know, said it before in Champ Select, going to say it again. You know, this game is really going to come down a lot to what happens bot lane.
I feel like it's already late enough in the game where Cog is really, really weak pre-6, but when he does get to level 6, it's really hard to stop him from farming. He actually does a lot of damage with his Bio Arcane Barrage. So
yeah.
At this point, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if Cog can actually start pushing Graves back.
And Graves does have the slight creep kill advantage. He's about 10 up. But, you know, Cog, you know, he has hit 6. He's catching in stride. You know, he's got 1 kill and 1 death, so it's not too bad.
It's not too bad at all. I think Graves, or bottom lane for Mono is definitely at an advantage because they did get the kill and the assist. They have the CS advantage. And if you do look at the lane, it's almost always in front of the tower. That means, you know, as good as you are at last hitting, it's very hard to get every single last hit in front of tower. So you definitely see that advantage.
We're just gonna have just the blind dragon attempt. It is warded on Mono. They do have a pink ward up there, but Gente actually getting a lucky, you know, just guessing, throwing the charm into that one lone bush. I mean, it is small enough that it's gonna hit if you throw it in there. But yeah, they're just gonna grab this dragon. They just managed to catch Mono while Janna and Graves were back.
I think it was actually a well-timed dragon timing because one thing that happened was you see Graves and Janna push it to tower and there's no creeps. What that means is since there's no creeps to farm, you know, there's no point in staying in lane. You know, you gotta wait that 10-15 seconds until the next wave line's gonna come. You're better off just going back to base, healing up, and then going back into base and farming when the next creeps come.
Nintendo getting chunked out big time,
He's
trying to steal the
run.
wraiths.
Just too many
Ignite going, shield going down. Will he be able to get away? No, he will not. Rammus uses the flash to get the rest of what he needed to finish off Nintendo, getting a little bit too overzealous, trying to steal those wraiths. And, you know, this is actually a very good ward placement from Choppa.
Yeah.
Because, you know, they know that, you know, Nintendo is going to be very offensive. They knew that Paradoxical playing Morgana, just going to wander around, just pull the wraiths to try and steal them. So that's very, very good call on their end.
Let me finish up on that dragon thought really quick. So, Choppa knew that Graves and Janna was heading back because they had shoved it to tower, and they actually haven't bought for a while. So, you know, that was actually a cue for Cog and Tarek. It's like, hey man, they're going back. We bought recently. It's okay for us to do dragon because, you know, worst comes to worst, we're gonna fight them 4v2, just mid and jungle. And so Vlad actually came down too as a big discussion.
Right now, Nothing Real is actually getting focused down, and Patoy will actually be blown into tower range. Will Nothing Real be able to get away? Yes, he will. And actually, in the meantime, Udyr is actually taking out Vladimir, trying to get away.
I'm curious how he died.
Let's see here. I think it was. I think he's just. Well, Tiger Stance is being leveled up, so I think it was the extra magic damage.
Well, what Udyr can actually do is just Tiger first, and then tap Tiger Bear again. And just get that 2 Tiger procs within 2 seconds. You know, that's a good 500 damage burst
Plus
with Ignite. So
yeah, the Ignite is burned.
if Vlad had accidentally pulled and is at half hit point, he can actually get bursted from half to 0 in that time.
Nintendude coming into bot lane, getting a whole bunch of damage down on Patoy, but Mashmi is actually retreating the other way. He's got nowhere to go. He's got nowhere to run. So he's just going to go ahead and accept his fate under the tower. Just get enough damage here on nothing real, and actually Tarek actually going very low. Going to be able to get away, but Wall Turtle actually now also being pressured by Choppa in top.
Basically, Mashmi, he says, oh, damn, I'm dead 100%. I might as well just drag everybody else from Tarek, because if Tarek dies, I'm going to have to run through that way to get back to safety. So let's just drag him away from Tarek and just farm those 3 creeps as I die. So, you know, he
might as well.
You know, he has the expectation that he's going to die anyway, so he just made the most of it, I guess, to get the extra couple farming.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to be in a situation like that, you might as well come out with a few extra gold points in your pocket. You might as well. So Jinte is going to be picking up this blue courtesy of your friendly neighborhood Rammus. Top
I'm actually
lane.
surprised that Rammus went dribbles.
Whoa, that is actually taking a huge chunk from Udyr. Jeez.
Oh, he can actually die.
He could, but Wall Turtle's actually going to go in on this. Ignite actually going down on Wall Turtle. Vlad will go down. Turtle Sand's coming up. And yes. So even trade up top lane. I am surprised at how much damage Udyr is dishing out right now. That's Wit's End. Just Tiger Stance is leveled up all the way first. Jeez.
I feel like at this point, Udyr is just so far ahead of Vlad that Vlad's going to have a hard time in general. You know, he's going to have a hard time doing damage just because of all the MR Vlad. I mean, Udyr has. I'm a little surprised he did go Wit's End because, you know, in terms of having that Tiger Stance do damage, which he did max out, it doesn't really add anything. Wit's End doesn't synergize with Tiger Stance. But in general, the MR that you get from Wit's End is really, really strong. So, you know, that might be the reason why he went Wit's End, just so he doesn't, or he can't get poked down by Vladimir.
So 5 extra magic resist for 5 seconds, stackable up to 4 times. So total, if you get all 4 procs off, that's an extra 50 magic resist. So it's about that's quite a fair deal. He's already at 118 magic resist as is. With he's getting up to all the procs he needs. But Jinte is actually now floating down bot lane, trying to see if we can't get the jump off on Pixel Nothing Real. Waiting in the bush, waiting for Pixel to clear. And now we got the stun from Patoy onto Pixel, trying to check that bush. Janna ult does go off. Will we able get this? Yes, Ignite goes down.
That was a really good play.
It was a good play. It was a very nice play. But right now, Nintendo's actually wandering back on up, getting the wards down.
Like one thing Ari has to do right now is most lanes are losing. She's spending a lot of time just going around and trying to pick up kills and helping her team get an advantage. That's one thing Ari can do is, you know, she's a really, really good ganker.
Yep.
But, you know, you got to think about it this way too. When you're leaving your lane, you're doing it at the expense of farming the creeps in lane. So Morg is definitely going to be ahead in CS the more she does that. So, oh, this might be another dead Vlad.
So maybe he's stuck around watching Udyr take down the tower. Paradoxical is actually here to join the fun. Does have to flash away. I gotta flash away. And I think we may actually have a problem with Nintendude. I'm wondering. So I believe Nintendude actually did DC, so we should be coming back in a second. Just double check chat, make sure.
Oh, this is in live? It should be, huh?
Yeah, power goes out.
One thing that sucks about live is there's no pause function.
Yeah. Pause function, pause function is available on Tournament Realm, but we do play Killing Spree on live. And Pixel actually getting caught out. Nothing Real has to put down the smoke screen to try and help the escape. Excellent is actually a little bit too far out. Gets the taunt down to Nothing Real, but the rest of the team is not there to capitalize on it.
I felt like that should have been a kill on Janna. You know, that charm was a very, very easy charm to hit. It being in, you know, a choke now.
Jinte actually coming in with the ult. Summoner heal has to be used to keep Pixel alive, and Paradoxical actually takes out Rammus while they were in pursuit. Dragon actually being dragged back out. Choppa actually getting nothing real right on the cusp of that cliff. Paradoxal leading the charge, getting the stun down on Patoy. Ult from Graves coming in. Wild Turtles now join the party. Patoy does go down. Mashmi is now in the center of everything, but will the damage from Turtle, 60 health, trying to get away. Wild Turtle does flash in. Mashmi does come in, and Jinte will also fall. Graves has to flash
that was
out.
a good flash.
That was close.
That was very good.
That was a flash that we needed last time.
Usually people flash away, but since Cog is running towards him, you just flash past him.
Yeah. See, that's the kind of flash you need to do in order to get away from Kog'Maw if he's chasing you down. That's what we could have needed. That's what we needed, the first time around. But we got it this time, and we're gonna get a dragon.
It's so big. Like I feel like Mono is just playing really, really well against Choppa this game.
Yep.
Despite that being a 4v5 fight, they played it so well that they'd want it. It's actually a 3v4 fight, and they'd want it 3v4 when both people assisted.
Dragon reset, so Mono will not be able to pick that up, and Pixel's actually getting caught out by I Got a Ultimate on you. And Dragon reset, so actually Choppa's going to get a second crack at this. They should be able to get it.
They're probably going to get this Dragon. I feel like had Olaf been here, that Dragon would have been dead probably ages ago. And I'm just hoping Nintendo reconnects, because this isn't a way I would want to get my killing spree ended.
Fine, this is still game one. We still have 2 more games to go after this, no matter the result.
Despite the 1,800 gold difference from the 2 Dragon that Choppa got, I feel like Mono is still ahead because of, just look at the gold differences.
Right. Paradoxal actually got caught out in mid, trying to get the jump on Vladimir. Will actually go down with the help of Ari, and actually red being stolen now by Choppa.
Just at this point in the game, even though Mono was winning, and I thought it was pretty convincingly that they're ahead, they're gonna lose this advantage over and over until Nintendo catch back. They lost 1 Dragon because of that. You can even attribute the kill mid and the red stolen from Nintendo not being there to control it.
Yeah.
And so they're gonna start losing tower. They're gonna lose mid tower, top tower, bottom tower. So it's really just how long can we stall this and not give up our advantage until Nintendo can get back.
Janna ult going down, dissuading Choppa from pursuing anymore. They do retreat to their 2nd tier tower, but Choppa is here. They're going to go ahead and continue to push Ari in mid, Vladimir in top, still doing what they can, taking away, farming what they can on the neutral creeps. But right now, the rest of Mono is actually converging down bot lane. Patoy is actually just recalled. Mashmi is alone. Bear stance from Walter. We're going to see if we can't. Mashmi retreating once again to the enemy tower, knowing that he's in a position that he should not be in, and just goes ahead and once more accepts the fate under enemy tower.
Mono, I think, is actually doing a pretty good job. They know that since this is an uneven fight, they can't have Wild Turtle just sit top all day anymore. He has to roam around, so what's going to happen is Vlad is going to get big in this time. But hopefully, the ganks that Wild Turtle's going to be able to get is going to, offset it enough that it's worth it.
So what is Mono's strategy now for the time being, waiting for Nintendo to get back?
What they need to do is they just need to have good map coverage, and they need to be able to rotate, have more.
Paradoxal.
Had he just waited, that would have been a dead Vlad.
Yep. Ultimate going down, and Paradoxal is going to be getting a little bit more damage. Spell Shield that goes up to actually mitigate pretty much all of it, but we're still dancing. Morgana, Vladimir getting off their dances, but Jinte actually now comes in. See if we can't get the Foxfire down on Paradoxical, and yes, we will get the kill.
Oh, boy.
But right now, Rammus has actually found a bear, found a turtle, found a tiger all in one bush, and will actually be focused down on Tribush, has to flash out. Wild Turtle will be able to get the last damage on Rammus. Ignite goes down, and yes, Jinte actually getting stunned, split away from Vladimir. Vladimir does have both buffs. That does look pretty delicious. Hurry now going down.
Is just a beast
Wild Turtle! Wild Turtle, look at this dude! Look at this guy! Was that a triple?
2v3. That's a triple.
That's a triple! Wow, look at that! And but I mean, Patoy, bot lane. Mashmi is pushing bot, but look at this. We have a tier 2 tower now. When once we get this creep wave up, we could actually they may respawn just in time to defend it. But in the meantime, nothing real taking the red. Mashmi, gonna be taken down to tier 1, and Patoy's gonna have to defend mid in the meantime.
In hindsight, that Wit's End wasn't a bad choice.
Yeah.
You're going against a double AP. Getting all the MR from Wit's End is actually very, very good. So, in terms of burst potential, it's not going to be as high, but in terms of like surviving and lasting, it definitely did the job.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, Tiger stands, like, he's got himself a brutalizer. He wants that as much damage as he can when he's a huge single target champ. Udyr can be built so many different ways.
The thing with Udyr is you want a lot of CDR on him because
Yeah.
what that means is you're gonna be getting a lot more bears. You're gonna get
Oh wow, Jinte getting a huge chunk out of Morgana. Has to ult. Ult will not finish. Ult barely finished, but Wild Turtle is now here focusing down Rammus. Can we force him out of the Powerball? Yes. Flash in front to get rid of the Powerball, but now he's in a 4v1 situation. Soon to be a 2v5. Pop of the Turtle, he will be getting away, and Bear just to get that extra movement speed plus the Janna shield. And now Choppa is just going to go ahead and push down mid tower. Mono.
They just have so much more map control.
Yeah. And even the Choppa's ward coverage has actually been excellent, especially the one ward in this river bush early on. You know, recognizing when Morgana and Olaf are going to come in to steal the wraiths.
Yeah.
So, you know, they know they're in the area, they know they know the objective they're going for, and they can go ahead and intercept them. It was, you know, 2v1 forces situation, and and it worked out pretty well for him. So right now, 12 to 8. Mono unfortunately did have Nintendo have some connection issues, so they do have to play on the defense for the time being, waiting for him to come back.
Like, the longer this game drags on without Nintendo coming back, the more worried I get. Because,
Yeah.
you know, the thing with Kog'Maw is he is a well-known master of late-game champion. He just does so much damage, with insane range, and, you know, once you get all that Q that you get from Caustic Spuddle up, you know, you're going to get a lot of attack speed from that. So his damage is just going to multiply with itself. So you get attack speed from Q, and you get percentage damage from W. So, you know, you give it another 10 minutes, and I feel like Cog is going to be able to take out everybody. And not having any pressure on Cog at this point, you know, just letting him free farm, take free tower, he's going to be a big problem. And I feel like Monomaniac doesn't have the luxury of sending somebody to stop him from farming either.
So ward going down. Mono wants to get their coverage down by Baron. Janna does have an Oracle, so be clearing out the vision from Choppa. Choppa, in the meantime, will be going for Dragon. Mono does not know their ward coverage.
As far as they know, they're doing Baron, so that's why they gave up Dragon.
So that message, Nintendo's been running for about 5 minutes now. Wild Turtle actually throwing himself into the bush, gets the Turtle and the Bear stance, and he's going to pay the price for getting a little bit too overzealous in that face check of that bush. And right now the rest of Choppa is actually just going to go ahead and chase them down into the tower. That should be free Baron. You're huge. Oh, wow, Graves just barely getting away. But yeah, your star member now, Wild Turtle, is killed right on entrance into that battle. You don't have your star guy. Baron is yours. It's very unfortunate.
Tough game to play.
Yeah.
I feel really so unfortunate.
It is unfortunate, and you know, it's tournament realm. You know, things like this are going to be mitigated, but on live there isn't as much in Pixel here. Trying to get the ult, trying to spread everyone out, but there's not much Mono can do to prevent this Baron from happening, and Choppa will go ahead and grab it. I think they may actually be able to finish Paradoxical. The slow goes down, but the shield is up, and there's Nintendo coming back into the game a little bit too late. But you know what? They may have Baron, but once that Baron expires, look at the gold. It's not that too far of a difference. There's still something Mono can do about this.
I feel like Mono can pick up Dragon too, but as far as they know, Dragon is dead.
Yeah. Dragon is still up, but they do not have the ward coverage to know that. But I feel nothing real after it clears up this creep wave. Should be able to go ahead and check on it. So
I feel like
Nintendo
it's free
will
Dragon
back
for Choppa too, because you know there's no wards on it. I mean, Choppa came from that direction, so the expectation is Dragon is still is dead. So you know it doesn't make sense for Mono to even check on it at this point.
So Nintendo, he's got a little bit of catch-up to play. He is level 10, Janna's 11, the enemy jungler Rammus is 12. So I mean, he's not too far back, you know, in the grand scheme of things. But he's still got a while to catch up. He was gone for over 5 minutes, unfortunately, with the disconnect.
I think,
But, we
no,
get a good creep wave or two, we should be fine.
given that time, he should be like approximately level 14, and you get a lot of HP and armor, and just having that extra level makes your skill so much stronger. I feel like his undertow should be higher level too, but it's not. So it's gonna be a hard game. If they can drag this out and let Nintendo catch up, they can probably get back in the game. If you look at the goal, it's actually swung from Mono's favor into Choppa's. So, with the level advantage, with the gold advantage, and just with Baron buff, it's gonna be difficult for Mono to actually hold off. I feel like they're just gonna lose mid and top tower within the next minute and a half, and if they can drag it to late game and just outplay, then they can actually come back from this.
And Mono, right now, their two biggest earners are Graves and Udyr. So if the team fights break out and Graves and Udyr can manage to stay alive, they can definitely edge it out in these team fights, because those are the two huge star players. And we've already seen what Udyr is capable of right now in these team fights. Walterl's doing an amazing job so far. But I think, this mid tower, once the next wave comes down,
It's probably
it's gone.
drop.
It's
There's no
very
way.
gone, yeah.
This is a position where Mono doesn't want to fight.
Yep.
They're up in levels. They got a little bit more gold, and they got Baron buff. This is a fight that you just want to defend as long as you can.
Yep.
Once that Baron runs out, then then you can consider start fighting.
Yep. Actually, Nintendo's actually top lane doing what he definitely needs to be doing. That's free farming. But Paradoxal is actually out in front, and Ari just melts right under the tower. Actually, this tier 2 tower might be going down in just a moment as well. But Nintendo is coming on down. Gonna check and go. You gotta check out what's going on.
I feel like he
over
should have
mid.
just blue pilled, because running back and not having mana doesn't really do much for the team.
Right.
He was better off just blue pilling and just letting second tower drop. Because if he throws a couple more axes right here, he's going to be fresh out of mana.
And he gets taunted off by Gente. Tries to get away with the ult, but isn't able to do it.
Yeah, it's just you don't have enough health. Usually, you hit Ragnarok, you just run out. You have a lot of resist, you have a lot of health, and you just can't get bursted. But being behind that much, having Ragnarok doesn't really do much when you die in 3 hits.
And Wild Turtle getting edged out there underneath their own tower. Tower's down. Mid inhibitor's going to go down. I wouldn't be surprised if they just go ahead and keep on continuing the push, but they're going to decide to temporarily retreat for the time being. They're pinging out Mono's blue. And Mono's just going to go ahead and sit back and defend for a little while longer. Baron buff is down. But, they made great use of the Baron buff when they had it. They got the towers, they got the inhibitor they wanted, and they turned an even gold into a 4K lead for themselves, which is pretty good.
Yeah, definitely. You're going to see this 4K lead go to 5K, 6K, 7K.
Yep.
Within the next, I'd say even 3 minutes. Just because with mid and hip down, it's going to be very, very easy for Choppa to just continually push. They're going to start taking all the exterior towers in. It's gonna force Mono to have somebody defend the super creep. So every single fight is gonna be an uneven fight in favor of Choppa. So just those tower dropping is pretty much inevitable.
Mono, they were setting up the brush of death, and Patoy's actually gonna get caught out and will actually fall. The 3 members of Mono right by the Wraiths.
They needed that kill,
They
because
did.
what that means is now that Choppa's down an extra player, they're not gonna be able to put as much pushing pressure. So
Yep.
it delays the time that Choppa can push.
And I really like their move, camping out into that one bush. If they get one kill from that, it's everything they needed. It's kind of like playing like Counter-Strike or something back in the day. It's like, camping, it's a legitimate strat, man.
Yeah.
You can still do it. It's every game there's some way to do it. Just you're like hanging around the corner with a shotgun.
When you're behind, you need to make big plays in order to catch up, right?
Yep.
And that's one of the things. You gotta disappear off the map, not have them know, and it'll either force them to group up, and you can just move around the map, just away from them, and either take towers, or if you know that they're split, you can pick people off as well.
Mono getting pings down on Baron, pings down by their blue going down on both teams. Choppa's looking to steal this, but Mono not too happy about it. The blue has gone down. Mono in chase. And actually this top tower on Mono's end is actually about to fall in just a moment. Rammus is going to get the last hit off on that. And Mono's here. Morgana's in that bush. Tornado's coming in down. We're getting the engage. Oh, we got Morgana coming in with the ult. We got Jano with the disperse. Batoy coming in. Wants to get that stun. Udyr will fall. Olaf goes down. Morgana goes down. That was a fantastic engage by Mono. But big plays sometimes just don't work out.
The thing is, you know, Morg is just dying too fast.
Yeah.
She needed to get her glass a lot earlier, and you know,
That's right,
if you
she
have
doesn't
your
have
glass,
one.
she does not have one.
She got a void staff.
You know, she was actually ahead of Ari at one point, and now is just swung. So Ari's got that, you know, global gold from 3 dragons, global gold from 2 Baron as soon as this drops. So she's just gonna die way too fast. She can't survive that. You have Cog hit her 1 or 2 times. Ari with just Foxfire and her Q, and she's pretty much dead already. So I don't see Morgana getting any channeling done on her ultimate as soon as she jumps in, a Patent Hourglass at least.
I'm very confused with the Void Staff purchase, because I mean, there's not really a whole lot of magic resist being bought on the end of Choppa, and usually that's an item you buy when they're stacking magic resist. You want to get the extra damage that you've been missing out on, but that could have been building up to an Hourglass. That could have been an Hourglass by now.
It could have very well been an Hourglass. The thing with a Void Staff is you want to use it against heavy resist champions, and really the only one with heavy resist is Rammus, and he's not really building into it either. He only has Merc Treads, and the rest of his resist is dependent on his defensive bulk hero. And so outside of DBC, I feel like Void Staff's a waste and is only targeted at one champion. And that's not the one champion she should be worrying about.
She should be worried about the entire team coming in. You know, get the Hourglass down, you get the ult down. That's a game changer. That is an absolute game changer, and that could have been the difference for that last team fight for Mono. So Dragon is now up. Choppa's going to go down. They still have the Baron buff. It is almost halfway. It's about a third of the way done. So after this, they're going to go ahead and continue their push. And Mono, once again, are on defense. They have to defend their towers. And how's Nintendo doing? He's 13 now. He's almost 14. He's trying his best to catch up, but you know what? It's these engages.
He's too far behind. He has a Warmogs. It's going to give him a lot of HP. He probably has like 2,600 hit point, but
yeah,
you know, it's not going to mean much without the stacks and the resist to back it up. And he's not going to be able to get that before the game ends.
Yeah, because right now we have a team with all Baron buff. We have an open inhibitor ready for the taking. Creep wave is coming up, so Choppa can just go ahead, bust down the front door, and take down that inhibitor if they really want to. Binding going down onto Mash Me. Mono, they're being very careful, very wary. They know the charm, the taunt, the stun on any single one of them could actually mean game right now. At this point, Tornado going down on Excellent. Inhibitor will go down. We got the Super Creep leading the point. And Choppa's actually going to go around. I think we're actually going to go, or we're going to head over to top lane. Yes, we are. We're going to go ahead, bring up the creep wave, take down this top tower. That's a massive wave. We got this, we got another wave right behind us. This is going to be more than enough for Choppa to go ahead and take down this tower. Mono playing back. We got the tornadoes coming down. And here we go. We got the Shirelias. That's the pop. This is it. This last stand right now. Walter actually goes down immediately, followed by Nintendo. And you know what? There's nothing doing from this point on. Choppa can just go ahead and push for the win at this point. Excellent will actually be able to get away. But you know what? I don't see anything happening for Mono from this point on.
Yeah, it's pretty much over. What Morg needs to do is just, you know, she needs to get in between everybody and use her ultimate before anything even happens. Because it forces people to disperse, so she can use her ultimate. And in this case, they're not forced to disperse. They're just basically all right-click her once she dies. So
that's the surrender. So Choppa in the car will go ahead and take game number 1.